Game 1 of the 2025 Carolina League North Division Series continues at Virginia Credit Union Stadium. We're scoreless through 2 between the Fredericksburg Nationals and the Lynchburg Hillcats. And it's Liam Sullivan back on the mound. Top of the third inning, and a fastball flies high. He gets 9-1-2 here in the third after a little bit of a wait for Sullivan. Had the fire alarm go off in the second, his offense mount a little rally, and he couldn't score. So he takes the mound after a pause, and it's 1-1 on Logan Clark. 2 scoreless for Sullivan, a hit allowed in each inning, but he's stranded the runner each time. He gets ahead of Clark, it's 1-2. Clark is the only member of the starting lineup today for Lynchburg to have taken one single at-bat in the first half of this season. Hillcats stormed away with the first half, 41-25. He's their only representative in the lineup today. It is a brand new team. Hillcats went 29-34 in the second half, but did turn it around down the stretch. As Clark pulls this one, foul.
A little too hot for Jordan down there.
Yeah, and then it ended up in a bit of a free fall roll all the way down the line when he couldn't pick the second hop. 2-2 for Sully. He's got 2 strikeouts. And he hit him. He tried to come inside with a slider, and he elevated it to the left elbow. It's a hit by pitch and a leadoff base runner here in the third.
Just a curveball that gets away. Clark at the last second trying to tuck that elbow in, but to no avail. Hillcats will take a leadoff base runner.
And they bring their leadoff man back up to the plate, Aaron Walton. Second-round draft pick out of Arizona. Takes a fastball inside, 1-0. You mentioned the fact that there are so many members of the draft class in the current starting lineup for Lynchburg. Top 6 guys all drafted. And that really turned around the second half of the season for the Hillcats. They started the second half 15-24, and then once the draft class arrived, went 14-10. So it is a tale of 2 halves for Lynchburg, being a much better first half team. The second half also has really 2 halves built in itself.
And we saw the start of the draft class really starting to get the wheels turning the last time we were in Lynchburg.
2-2 on Walton. Fred Nats have handled him really well. He's one of those guys that was pretty much playing every day in that series. He's now 2 for 22 after his pop out in the first inning. Here it's 3-2. Leadoff hit by pitch here in the third. Liam Sullivan does not want to make it 2 straight free passes. 3-2. Walton off the hands, fists it foul. So get into the seats, and the count is still full. See if Sully, after the hit by pitch, has confidence to go back to a breaking ball with 2 strikes. Tries the fastball. It's punch foul. Still 3-2. Fred Nat dugout is in lockstep at the top step. And that's what Brenner Cox said before the game, is that everybody on this team is united looking for a win. This is a good battle brewing. That was the 8th pitch fouled off by Walton. And the count is still 3-2.
Definitely went after ball 4 there, though. You get into swing mode when you're deep into a plate appearance. It's all about the war of attrition. Who can win at the end of these long ones?
3-2 again. It's popped up back behind home plate. Bazell has been so good on these, and he's got to secure out number 1. Sully wins the battle with an inside sinker, and there's 1 away.
We know this series is going to be close. I mean, these 2 teams pretty evenly matched with the 2 draft classes here, the 2 pitching staffs that they have. You just got to pay attention to who wins those long battles that could flip the seesaw the other way easily.
Funny enough, these are the 2 teams in the Carolina League with the best records in the regular season in 1-run games, and they're almost identical. Fred Nats went 26-16, and the Hillcats were 25-16.
Fred Nats 14-2 in the second half in 1-run games.
That is the reason they made the playoffs. I mean, they won the second half by 3 games. If you're 500 in 1-run games, the Fred Nats wouldn't have sniffed a playoff berth. But they put themselves in those situations, and they took advantage. And it's 1-2 on Luke Hill after a foul ball. And these teams played 21 regular season games against each other. Now, Lynchburg did dominate the season series, winning 13 of them. 7 of the 21 games were one-run games, and in those, Lynchburg was 4-3. So any way you slice it, probably likely that these teams play close. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3. Hill goes down on the curveball, and there's 2 away.
Really nice bounce back after the leadoff hit by pitch in this inning for Sully. That's a much better curveball than the one he hit Clark with. Just really no chance of the back foot for a righty to catch up with that. You got to meet it at the perfect spot, and it's very hard to do that for a right-handed hitter.
Here's a lefty, Riley Nelson, swinging and missing at a high fastball. That's 92 from Sully, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Nelson singled off Sullivan back in the first inning. 2 hits for the Hillcats. Both of them have come from left-handed bats. Nelson had the first one of them with 2 outs in the first. And here he guides one left center field. This could be trouble. Randall Diaz watches it bounce. Around second, heading for third. The throw is wide, so Clark is there. Throw back to second, gets away. Clark springs up and scores, and the Hillcats take a 1-0 lead with help from the Frednats. A couple of errant throws on that play that probably didn't need to be made, and the Hillcats strike first in the Carolina League playoffs.
This is a ball that Mota absolutely has to hold on to at third. It's a curveball that gets too much plate there. Nelson sends it into left center field. You got to think that maybe a catch could have been made out there, but Mota's got to hold on to it. And you heard Justin Lord on the pregame show talk about the Frednats are going to win if they play fundamental baseball. That was anything but there.
They go a single for Riley Nelson, and then the throwing error allows Clark to score and allows Nelson to go to second. Frednats blink first, and now Sully tasked with keeping it at just 1 against Dean Curley. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
We haven't seen Mota make a play like that since April.
We have not. And he is an uber aggressive player, but he locks it in, and that was just a throw that, even if it shouldn't have been made, could have been better and wouldn't have gotten away. And now Curley on the ground. Eli Willits with the vacuum and the throw for the final out of the inning. But Lynchburg takes the first lead tonight. It's 1-0 Hillcats after 2.5. Frednats come to the plate for the 3rd time in the opening game of our 2025 Carolina League North Division Series, and they're trailing for the first time. 1-0 Lynchburg after an unearned run in the top of the 3rd. Kevin Bazell takes inside from Joey Oki. 1 ball and no strikes. This is the place in the order the Frednats would want to have up, looking to respond to a run. It's 2-3-4, Bazell, Mota, Petri against Oki, who has looked a little less formidable here. As Bazell, he cracks a high fly ball. This is deep. It is gone! And it's the first home run of Kevin Bazell's career. And it opens the scoring for the Frednats in the playoffs. He got one.
Come on, Baz! He was a playoff hero last year, so of course he gets his first professional home run right after his team allowed a silly unearned run. If that isn't a perfect microcosm of what Baz is for this team, I don't know what is. Wow!
That was a rocket. And now Mota trying to go back-to-back. It's a chopper foul. 101 off the bat, 392 feet for Bazell, who has played almost 160, 170 games at the professional level and had not had a homer until that swing. Here's one lifted to left field for Caceres. Comes in, makes the catch. There's one away. Well, right on cue, Bazell, I think, does exactly what we expect him to do, which is come up in a big moment, settle things down a little bit, and you know his heart's racing right now in the third base dugout.
I think that was the fastest home run trot we've seen for a Frednat all season, too. It was a home run sprint.
Hadn't even finished my call yet, and he was at third base, and I'm like, am I taking a while?
Nope.
It's like, no, I don't think so.
You're right on time.
What a shot in the arm from Kevin Bazell. And now Ethan Petrie with the game tied 1-1, bottom of the 3rd. Spins in, and it's 1-1. Well, the Frednats saw the home run ball come around in droves at the end of the regular season. In their first 8 homestands in this building, they hit just 16 combined home runs and had 1 multi-home run game. In the last 2 homestands of the year, they also hit 16 home runs, and they had 6 multi-home run games. So, of course, first run scored in the playoffs comes on a big fly. Petrie fouls it off, still 1-2.
From a guy with exactly 0 professional home runs before that swing, of course.
It's contagious, I guess. Petrie hit 2 homers in a couple of weeks with the Fred Nats after being activated after the draft. He sees a fastball up here, 2-2. Okie looking for out number 2 here in the 3rd. And he gets it on a strikeout. Fastball by Petrie at 95. There's 2 down. And for Okie, he's a righty, and all 4 homers he's allowed this year have been to right-handed hitters. But that is exactly how you get to a guy with a power fastball. You just hit it on a line, let him supply the power, and Baz, who hasn't been able to knock one out against anybody else, gets a high-octane fastball and uses it to his advantage.
Well, we thought his first swing looked pretty darn good against Okie, too, and then he found the barrel and elevated.
Strike 1 to Jacob Walsh. No balls and 1 strike. 1-1 game, bottom 3. Walsh hit a line drive off the hands to second his first time. He's out ahead of the slider, 0-2. Here's Okie down the hill. And Walsh grounds it foul. So Bazell has been with the Fred Nats since opening day this year, has not spent a single stint on the injured list. 84 games played. He was with the Fred Nats for all 129. He was one of those draft guys last year that you mentioned he was fantastic in the playoffs. 4 for 14, 4 runs batted in. He has an RBI now in every single playoff game he's played in. And Okie responds with a couple of strikeouts. But Kevin Bazell leaves Earth for the first time as a pro and knocks us at 1.